Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages. On this week of Halloween, or should we call it Hallows Eve? I don't know. It depends on your degree of emo, goth, Wiccan, whatever. I don't care. We're not going to regale you with horror stories. We're not going to bore you to death with trying to convince you that The Ring was a scary movie. Because, I mean, really, we all know that The Grudge was a better movie than The Ring. Just kind of putting that out there.
True.
But this is episode 184 of Nerd Sports. Welcome, one and all. David, our producer, our fearless leader, so to speak. He is, and yes, I am wearing my Red Sox jersey for the first time in a minute because, well, you know,
the Dodgers.
I'm dressing up as a bad ball team for Halloween. So there's that. But anyways, yeah. So middle of the first inning, LA's already got a 2-0 lead in Game 3. It's pretty awesome. So I feel dirty for rooting for the Dodgers, but you know, all things being equal, screw the city of New York and all of their sports teams.
Yeah, this is not going to be a good sports night for New York at all.
It has not been a good week for the sports fans in New York. The Yankees are down 2-0 in the World Series. The Celtics blew out the New York Knicks. The documentary, The Comeback, about the 2004 Red Sox just dropped on Netflix.
Nice.
And the New York Jets are 2-6 after losing to, wait for it, New England.
Seriously.
I mean, you can't write this stuff. I mean, you could, but nobody would believe you. I mean, so like the movie Fever Pitch, okay, hands down one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I know it's a chick flick, but you know, it's about the Sox, right? Yeah, Belle, exactly. It's beautiful, honestly. So look at that. We're talking smack about the city of New York and all their sports teams. We lose 2 viewers. That's friggin' amazing.
Yeah, we didn't want them anyway.
But that was based off of a book that just recounted the usual season of misery experienced by a Red Sox fan, right? Well, they were filming that during the 2004 season. And as the Red Sox started to turn things around in the playoffs, and they get to the ALCS, they're down 3-0, and then they start that epic comeback, the only one that has ever happened like that in the history of sports. They had to rewrite the script on the fly. They had to completely junk the way that movie was supposed to end.
That's awesome.
So,
one sec.
And that voice that you heard, was David dropping from the studio. So, yeah.
He was going to grace us with
he was going to grace us.
No, screw the listeners. We don't need who cares if we're all here. Oh, hey, he's here. Hey.
You know, I'm looking at MLB's homepage.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that maybe the people that are responsible for writing the titles to some of these articles would be aware of things like phrasing. I'm looking at one that says, Rondon available despite blister. Judge remains in 3-hole.
What?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
See, in baseball terminology, I understand what he means or what they meant.
Right. But to the layperson, Judge remains in 3-hole. I mean, is that like some kind of really jacked up, like glory hole? Hey,
in the Bronx?
Don't kink shame him. Don't kink shame.
I'm not kink shaming.
No, it sounds like it. And honestly,
no. Shift fire. I'm not kink shaming. I'm more concerned with the fact that this article writer from MLB.com decided to out Aaron Judge, possibly without his consent.
Oh, that's true.
Consent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I will graciously accept y'all's apologies.
I will not offer it.
Fair enough. See, this is me being an adult going, you know what? I couldn't. I would if I would have received said apologies, there might have been a tinge of disappointment.
Right.
Just kind of putting that out there.
I have a reputation to uphold.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
and being an adult also means don't destroy your couch by standing on it.
see, that's like so random. I know what you're talking about.
Was that like a Tom Cruise thing or what?
No.
He's talking about when he visited my house and he goes to lean on the back of the couch in my living room, and it's not the sturdiest thing, right? And then he was told the story about how we'd only had the couch maybe a month. I decided instead of like stepping over or just taking the extra couple of seconds to walk around, I decided to step on the back of the couch and it gave way. It broke. Yeah.
So he decided to go with the inside deep cut.
Yeah. I mean, nobody asked him to give the listeners this insight into my home life.
It's true.
So in a way, I know what Aaron Judge is feeling right now.
Without consent.
Without consent. So yeah, there's that. Hashtag me too. Anyway.
I don't think that's what it means, but okay.
That's gonna piss some people off.
We are 7 minutes into the show. We're already lighting shit on fire. Yes, sir. It's gonna be a great afternoon. It's gonna be a great evening. Right now, the Dodgers are leading, like I said, 2-0. It's in the bottom of the first. The Yankees have a runner on with one out. Yankees are down 2-0, and if they go down tonight to 3-0, got a hot flash for them. They don't exactly strike me as the type of ball club that has the same kind of chemistry as the 04 Red Sox.
Yeah.
So, you know,
yeah, they
call
are
it fate.
Dogs.
Call it karma. Call it whatever you want. I think that the ghost of Tim Wakefield is smiling down on the New York Yankees with a big middle finger as he's throwing that knuckleball at him.
Quick question. Aaron Judge is the guy from Wichita Falls, right?
No, that's Ryan Brazier, but thanks for actively participating in the conversation.
Wow.
Ryan Brazier, who is currently playing in the World Series as a relief pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I doubt very seriously that Ryan Brazier would be willing to shave his beard to don the pinstripes.
Yeah.
You know, because he does way too much hunting and fishing during the off season. Hell, he does a lot of that during the season. You kidding me?
You love to see it.
I mean, his late claim is claim to fame, rather. I can speak English, I promise. He'll be the first guy from Wichita Falls, actually from the 940 area code, with multiple World Series titles to his name.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you know that they took that Red Sox jersey. You know that he had to have at least been asked to donate a Red Sox jersey to Ryder so they could display it in their trophy case. Where's that jersey now? Because Ryder doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
eBay.
Probably.
Or it's in the administration building downtown.
Right.
That could
Anyways. Let me see here.
We do have a weird sport, even though I was late because I had to go get my food. I can't really. Let me see if I can find any videos of it.
That sounded like an excuse.
What wasn't trying to make an excuse, just an idiot.
You were just making
Yeah.
an excuse.
Ugh. Called camel jumping. Yep. Here we go.
Did you say camel jumping?
Yeah, it's camel jumping.
I'm sorry. You led with camel. I immediately went somewhere else. I'm sorry. Like camel towing. What? Anyways, proceed. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I found a video. There we go. And boom. Apparently they pour lots of water on you and oh wow. Good thing I didn't put in the music.
I mean, homeboy was going to town on that 80s recorder, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah. They're not even showing the camel jumping. You know what? You're gonna have to take my word for it. It's in Yemen. It's camel jumping.
I mean, it looked
The
like
video
knife
I
dancing to
found.
me.
It said camel jumping on the video. That's what I'm upset about.
So this is what happens when you don't do your research.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I mean, okay.
We are grade A podcasting.
We are professional adjacent.
The professionalism shown here on a weekly basis is second to none.
Yeah. I
Amateur.
haven't been able to get a hold of Colin tonight, so I don't know exactly if he's going to be on.
Did Max say his farewells or something?
Not that I'm aware of.
Where's Max at?
Do you know something that we don't?
No, he's good. I just figured he was beyond with us.
Maybe he's also waiting on his food.
Probably.
Or it's either that or he's protesting because we told him no to his question earlier.
I didn't have the heart to say anything because I was like, oh, he's already been shot down twice.
I mean, all I could see in my head was that Bugs Bunny gif where it's just like, no.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pile on anymore. It's like, poor guy.
I'm like, how are you going to ask a question like that? And yeah, we are being incredibly vague for a reason.
Yeah.
But it's like, how are you going to come onto the thread and go, hey guys, do you mind if? Yeah, we mind.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, and that's a resounding no. That will always be a resounding no.
Yeah.
So, but Colin just got home, so we should be seeing him on here in the next couple of minutes.
This week's Halloween week.
Yeah, we already went over that while you were
Noticeably absent.
yeah.
Oh man, we're because we're making fun of something that I found out this week. Did you know there was insurance for schools, Boy Scout, and I'm trying to be vague so we don't get like flagged on it. It's schools, churches, and Boy Scouts. They have a type of insurance. I'm guessing you can figure it out by connecting the dots, right?
Sandusky Insurance.
Is that
There's
what
got to
it's
be
called?
there's got to be a hook somewhere.
No, well, they get if something happens for the insurance to go in, they use that to pay off the.
So you're saying that they take several policies and they combine them together?
No,
No, it's
no. It's a lot worse. It's let
in
me.
case they have to pay somebody because of some extracurricular activities that may or may not occur.
I found out they have insurance for that.
Dude, they have insurance for literally everything.
I mean, that just sounds like somebody's getting cornholed on that deal.
Yeah, that's how the policy kicks in. Ah, damn it, Johnny, we were tiptoeing around it. Why?
But no, what's funny about it, we were talking, we were having a conversation about it.
Oh, that would make a great short right there.
Yeah.
That really would. That needs to be the TikTok video for the week.
Yeah, we need to clip that.
Max.
Stamp that.
You see me dancing around it and everything like that. And then,
It's usually the other way around. That's what's worse. Usually it's Dave that just charges headlong into that.
Hey, I mean, I was vague.
I want us to succeed. I want us to succeed.
Were you really?
So I'm trying to like start
I mean-
start doing like word jiu-jitsu on stuff. And
I mean,
that is
to your credit, Dave. I mean, bravo.
thank you, Johnny, for blowing it out of the waters.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
there he is.
But
What's going on, my guy?
what we're saying is one of my other coworkers was like, yeah, could you just see it? It's like, hey, what did I tell you? It's like saying going to a Halloween party and everything. It's like, damn it, boy, I told you to keep your mask on. You're too damn pretty. Oh god.
It's like nice pool. I mean,
Yeah.
What the
Me?
hell kind
Right?
of parties are you going to?
oh God, no.
Dating.
I've got to protect this.
Yeah.
So if you guys noticed, I cut all of my hair off, and yeah, look like a respectable human being now.
High speed, low drag.
No, it's not that. It's not that tight. Not that tight. It's. I don't have the. I don't have the Sergeant Major's get off my grass haircut.
You guys know One Punch Dad, right? On TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bought one of his shirts over the weekend.
Really? Okay.
Right in the front, it says, "Who the freak?" And on the back, it says, "Do it again." And I just love because I'm walking through and I wore it out this weekend, and people are just looking at me like, you just see their face scrunch out, like, what?
Well, that's like I wear that John Burke T-shirt that I've got, the one that says "Make America Offensive Again."
Yes.
I wear that out all the time,
Love it.
and like I'm walking through school with it on, through school, a
Yeah.
college campus with this T-shirt on,
Oh yeah.
and I mean,
Like-
there's a particular individual in my Monday morning class that is incredibly and increasingly uncomfortable every time I wear it. You
Good.
know, and that just makes me want to wear the shirt that much harder. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just, but
How do you wear a shirt harder?
it's a reference to Michael Scott. Keep up.
No, I got that. But how would you wear it harder?
I don't know.
just
Starch.
consider the words that you said for a moment.
Just starch it. Shit, Dave. I don't know. These are the parlances
Well,
of our time.
It's just
So-
you want to wear it more. Like that's just
Okay, I
that's
can
just
see
what
that.
it
Oh,
is.
Thank you. Explain that to the peanut gallery. Oh,
More like
I
the
said-
penis gallery. God, anyway.
So it was a lot of weird stuff happening in the NFL this week.
Yes, and thank you for the segue, David, because now that Colin is here,
I hate this
Um,
week for football.
Actually, it was a good segue.
It was.
it was. It
No,
was.
That was
This week sucked.
Yeah.
Dude, there was amazing stuff that happened on the field.
Indianapolis's quarterback, Richardson,
Oh.
dude, he is catching 10 shades of hell.
I
He
bet
took a
he is.
play off. He goes, I just need to catch my breath. And he goes and sits on the bench without being asked or told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, dude, he is catching hell from all kinds of players that are like, dude is soft.
Yeah.
I'm
I-
like, damn.
I mean,
um,
that's poopy.
You know, I mean, we get a Hail Mary that is only completed because the safety who was talking shit to the crowd in the end zone. Dude, there are Bears fans in this video that are telling him the play is starting. The play is starting. He turns around and runs over to that scrum just in time to tip the ball, only for it to be caught by the Washington wide receiver for the game-winning touchdown.
That was hilarious.
A
That
52-yard
granted,
throw.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that was an amazing play. That was just, I mean, everything had to connect just right.
And, oh, dude,
to win.
I love seeing videos of the losing team's fans watching this play. You know, watching the game unfold.
Mhm.
There was somebody they were live streaming it or something like that from a Chicago bar,
Mm.
and these people were just like, I mean, they were about it, and then the play starts to happen, and as soon as dude caught that touchdown,
You just see him deflate.
so everybody did like the whole the life support systems were just turned off, everything got unplugged. One dude he didn't say nothing, he just grabbed his phone off the table he was at and walked out. Like, oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and let's get into the scores for the week. Let me grab the scores here.
I know what the first game is. I want to make something very clear about it.
Listen,
There are only two. There's two reasons why the Rams won.
Lost. They lost. Oh no. Was it? God,
No.
man. I'm gonna shut up. Man.
if only you were able to.
I know.
The Rams
Well,
only.
wait a minute. Let me get the right. I'm sitting here looking at a different set of scores. I'm like, huh? Wait. Oh no, hold on a second. Yeah, all right. So yeah. Go ahead, Colin.
There are two reasons. Number one, the refs must have been smoking something. I don't know what it was, but it was something. Because I watched the full game. Like I watched the entire game.
What?
He's still talking about Minnesota and LA.
No, I got that. I'm just figuring that he was like glutton for punishment.
Well, here's the thing I can figure, Colin, and this is the best that I can figure. The Rams, not the Rams. Let me back up. The Vikings took a page out of the Dallas Cowboy playbook on how to come back from a bye week.
This is true.
And actually, it wasn't a bye week for them. This was the second loss in 5 days for them. They had a short week because they played on Sunday, lost to the Lions, and then went to LA and lost there. So I don't know.
The second reason is Williams. I don't know what the guy was doing, but he was doing something right on the Rams.
Well, it's because here's the thing. They had Cooper Kupp back, and they had Tulaula, I think is how his name. Anyway, they had two of their receivers come back. LA did off the injured list. So they had other target. So Matt Stafford had 3 different targets that he could throw to, and that opened up that opened up the coverage for Williams. And you know, when you're able to spread the wealth around. Oh, yeah, that's right. Forget about his picks. Okay.
Well, no, he puts his picks up after we put ours up.
I don't know,
Well,
man.
I get that, but I forget to include his. So
Oh.
I'm not putting him on the spreadsheet by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying I forget that
Well,
he
on that one, but he
I
still
forget
wants
that he actively participates.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead, Colin.
I was mad watching that entire game.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah. So yeah, the Vikings are now 5-2. They are a full game behind Detroit in the standings for the NFC North. This next game, I just I don't get it. Okay, you've got Deshaun Watson, the guy that you're paying millions of dollars for. That if he decides to hang up the cleats and take the next couple of years off, he's still going to get paid $60-something million a year for the next 3 years. That sucks, right? Or no, it's 2 years. I'm sorry.
Horrible.
This week, they're going to start Jameis Winston. Like, okay, Jameis Winston. Let me pull up the particulars on him. Hold on, just a second here. Game details. Let me pull this up here. Come on. Okay. So for those of you who aren't in the know, Jameis Winston. He went 27 of 41, 334 yards passing. He threw for 3 touchdowns. 3. Okay. He also carried the ball twice for 2 yards. So that's an average of a yard a carry. It's not bad. I mean, it's, typical quarterback stuff, right?
Mhm.
He also had a fumble that he lost. So, I mean, he was -1 in the turnover department. But, he was drafted by I think it was the Jaguars when he came out of Florida State. And didn't last there. Resurfaced in New Orleans, I think it was. Putted around there, flirted with the starting job for a couple of weeks, sat on the bench as a backup, gets sent up to Cleveland, I think via free agency. And then the Browns start him. The Browns start him against Baltimore. We all picked Baltimore. The line out of Vegas had Baltimore heavily favored. Okay. Not only does he go out and throw, 334 yards for 3 touchdowns, but he ends up beating the Baltimore Ravens. The fan base in Cleveland has got to be beating their head against a brick wall somewhere. Because here's this guy who has minimal baggage, right? He's found himself in the position that he was in because of his, his life choices. Leaving Florida State early on in his career with Jacksonville. But I'm just like, wow. It's just it's amazing to see. So let me see here. Career. Let me look. No, I'm sorry. He wasn't with Jacksonville. He was with Tampa Bay. Yeah, Tampa Bay drafted him. Then he went to New Orleans. And now he's with the Cleveland Browns. So he's been in the league since 2015. So he's kind of he's got 20 career fumbles. Let me see here.
What's considered a veteran in football terms?
I passed your rookie year.
Just past your rookie year.
I mean, once you get year 2, you're considered veteran status.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, the dude absolutely lights it up. Tell me he ain't going to get the start next week. Tell me. You show me somewhere on a depth chart that the higher ups in Cleveland are going to go, you know what? I think we're going to sit them next week, see what happens. And I'll show you a fan base that's going to burn your stadium to the ground.
Yeah.
But moving on, yeah, we all got that one wrong, by the way. So we all picked Baltimore.
Yeah.
The Titans went up to Detroit to play at Ford Field and historically got embarrassed. I mean, this is the second historical ass whipping that the Detroit Lions have hung in the last 3 weeks. I mean, 52-14, they whooped Tennessee. I mean, and you almost have to beg to ask the question. I mean, is it considered whooping Tennessee because it's Tennessee in their current state, or did Tennessee really kind of do this to themselves?
I believe they call that seal clubbing.
I'm going to go with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all got that game right. The next game was a lot closer. The Colts come into NRG Stadium to play the Texans. Texans win this one 23-20. Man, there was so many opportunities for both teams to run away with this game. You could almost consider it kind of an off week for CJ Stroud. But I mean, fact is they got it done, and he had to do it in the second half without Stephon Diggs, because Stephon Diggs left with a knee injury, and they waited until about 3/4 of the way through the third quarter to to downgrade him to out for the rest of the game, which is fine. But I mean, you're sitting there going, okay, now who's the next man up? Well, Tank Dell, Schultz, dude, it's just, and Mixon, dude, Mixon with big boy runs, talking about carrying like 5 people into the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Yeah, I mean, come on. 23-20 was the final on that one. The Texans now have absolute sole first place possession of the AFC South division. And they definitely have the tiebreaker over the Colts in case the Colts decide to figure out how to play football and end the season with the same record as the Texans. It could, but the Texans are going to advance based on tiebreaker alone.
Yeah,
just on sheer head-to-head, which is going to be the first tiebreaker. After that was the Packers at Jacksonville. I think by the sheer fact that Jordan Love left with I think it was a knee injury or a quad injury. I think it was a leg injury. This game was a lot closer than it should have been. I mean, it's either that or we can chalk the 2024 season for the Jacksonville Jaguars up to bad timing, wrong place, wrong time, one too many penalties here, one too many penalties there. Because it's not for the lack of points, because the offense is putting points up. I mean, it was a 3-point game that was decided by a field goal. Absolutely a field goal.
Most of these are just that. They're just
I mean, but like I said, it's not like the offense isn't putting up points.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense is obviously not there, but it's I don't know. It just, this game felt like it should have been a runaway for the Packers, but it just wasn't, man. I mean, this was one of the, I mean, I know I get it. A point is a point and a win is a win. I mean, you win by 1 or win by 1,000. It's still recorded the same in the stat sheets, but
you should not be a one possession game against the Jaguars.
No, it absolutely shouldn't. I mean, especially with the way that the defense for Green Bay has been playing as of late.
Yep.
We all got that one right. Then we all got the next game right, which was the Cardinals at Miami. This was Tua's return. I expected him once the news was released that he was going to be returning for this game.
I halfway expected him in a wheelchair, but
yeah, I mean, I kind of did too, but I also kind of expected it to not make that huge of an impact. Um, you know, and the reason being is that, you know, when you come back from a pretty devastating
Head-on
concussion, I mean,
collision.
yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't suspect Tua is going to make it another season or two. Depending on how the rest of the season plays out, he is one more concussion away from being forced into retirement and having to be put on a like permanent CTE list.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait and see. But the Cardinals eked out a 1-point win against the Dolphins. Tua was later quoted as saying that he's really reevaluating his approach to the games and that he doesn't feel like he needs to be the hero.
Yeah. Well,
And I halfway expect that and understand that coming back from you know, concussion protocol the way that he did. It just, you want to see more fight from your quarterback though. And that's just my take on it. After that, let me see here. David, you and I got this one right. We picked New England to beat the Jets. And that happened. Again, by a 3-point difference. 25-22 was the final on that one. Both teams are now 2-6. And as I was telling Chris earlier, this past week was a horrendous one for New York sports fans. The Yankees went down 2-0 in the World Series. The Celtics blew out the Knicks in basketball. The 2004 Red Sox documentary dropped on Netflix, and the New York Jets dropped to 2-6. So it's been a pretty rough week for New York fans. Right now, top of the third, 1 out, runner on second. Again, LA still has the lead 2-0. So I'm going to be giving updates about the World Series the whole night because I really want New York to go down 3-0 and watch as they hope and they pray. And you see all these delusional New York Yankees fans hype it up about how they're not going to, you know, they're going to be the only team that comes back from being down 3-0, and then somebody subtly reminds them that the Red Sox did it first, but not only did they do it first, they did it against the Yankees. And watches their entire Matrix gets rebooted. Kind of, it's going to be a beautiful thing.
First, and they did it better.
Yeah. Yes, they did. So let me see here. Pookie, I'm just going to call him Pookie because it just sounds cuter. He got that one wrong. Let me see here. Everybody but David and I got it wrong, or got it wrong. So yay.
hey.
Now this next game, I did not take into consideration the injury deficit that the wide receiver core for Tampa Bay has been experiencing. And even though I failed to do that, they damn near pulled this one off. David was the only one that got that picked Atlanta. No, he wasn't. Him and Pookie picked Atlanta. Oh, look at that. Birds of a feather. See what I did there?
You're just
Falcons
upset.
feathers.
Yeah, I see that.
31-26 on that one. There's really not a lot to say about that. I mean, the Buccaneers are 4-4, Falcons are 5-3. There's still a lot of football left to play. I don't have a dog in the hunt for either team, but still.
I'm liking the Falcons to at least to make the playoffs.
Well, yeah, arguably. Yeah. I mean, Kirk Cousins is going to lead Atlanta to at least a wild card appearance. And they may be one and done, but he's going to lead them to
well, it's also depending on who they're playing too.
Well,
in that wild card series. I mean, if the Colts pull it out of their butts,
well, they wouldn't play the Colts in the playoffs, and the only way that they would see the Colts in the playoffs is if they made it to the Super Bowl, because the Falcons and the Colts are in different conferences.
Yeah,
just looking out for you, Dave. I didn't want you going too far down that rabbit hole. This next one, let me see here. We all picked Philadelphia, and Philadelphia came through. The Bengals are now 3-5.
Not surprised.
The frosted tips are becoming less pronounced on Joe Burrow's head, so
Maybe that would help. Not gonna
you know, and
say-
I thought it was funny too because my wife and I, we binge watch shows at night before we go to bed.
Mhm.
And right now we're working our way through Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
Great show.
We just got done with the episodes where Peralta and Holt were undercover in Florida for 6 months, and Jake Peralta shows up with frosted tips on his head.
Yes.
I accidentally spoiled the show for him.
Hey, we're not talking about that because I've almost put that out of my brain. Thank you very much. And so I'm sitting there going, I'm like, oh wait, Joe Burrow lost today. Oh, okay. Yeah. And then Boyle shows up at the end of the episode with frosted tips. He's like, we're frosted tips bros. And he turns around, looks at it, and then Peralta looks back at everybody. He goes, yeah, now that I'm seeing it, it's really bad. Go ahead and take them.
Yeah.
See this next game. Let me see here. Colin, I think you were the only one that picked New Orleans on this one against the Chargers.
Yeah,
New Orleans
yeah.
didn't show up. They showed up for 8 points. Okay, it's an 8-point. Yeah, so that's a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So yeah, at least they did that. I mean, they didn't show up and get their backs completely blown out. I mean, it's not
Honestly,
like
I would've-
it's not like the Chargers were playing like they're playing the part of Shaquille O'Neal and the Saints were one of his ex-wives. You know,
honestly,
something
I would have preferred the 0 points. I'm not gonna lie.
like that.
Like it's
Okay.
it's just sad enough to where it's like you shouldn't even have scored.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, 26-8 was the outcome. Oh, it was the final on that one. And then we're going to move to the Great Pacific Northwest. The Bills went to Seattle for a little bit of fun in the miserable sun. Let me see here. Colin, you picked Seattle to win on that one, and you were the only one to do so. I'm not going to give you any grief about this one because on paper, the Seahawks should have had a better showing than the 10 points they put up against the Bills defense.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, it's 31-10 is a respectable loss.
This was a rough week for me. I'm not kidding. And you know what's funny?
It wasn't. No,
Usually-
it actually, it really wasn't. Now, this next game,
I lost this one. I was upset.
I'm sitting there, I'm watching the highlights on this one, and I'm trying to stream the radio broadcast on it on my phone, and this was the Bears at the Commanders. There was like what 18 seconds left in the game
Mhm.
when Washington got the ball back.
And a
And
Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary of all Hail Marys.
Yes.
This, I mean, dude, that was an amazing play.
Did you see that one player? He was like,
Yeah, the Chicago safety, he was in the end zone talking shit
yes,
to the wall.
exactly.
Started.
Me?
The play has
Okay.
started. He gets over there late. He jumps and he tips the ball instead of swatting it away like every defensive back is told to do in that situation. He tips it. Sitting back there by himself, untouched, is a Washington receiver, and he just catches the ball in the end zone. Game over. Touchdown, Washington. 15-18 Commanders. That is quite possibly. I would not be a bit surprised if that wins the ESPY for play of the year.
Yeah.
I would laugh my ass off if I saw it and you just see the guy's face is like, "Hey guys, you caught the football. You won the touchdown." Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I want to know what goes through the mind of some of these professional athletes. It's like, You talk so much shit, and then you get embarrassed on live TV.
Oh yeah.
And we'll get to the Dallas Cowboys here in just a few minutes, but
Yeah. Speaking of embarrassing,
you know, you're going to talk all this crap on live TV and then get embarrassed within the next 30 to 60 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? And it was funny because even listening to the Houston radio broadcast, the some of the Indianapolis corners that had nothing to do with an incomplete pass were celebrating and waving their arms, and they're like wagging their fingers like, no, not in my house. Like those announcers for Houston were like, why is he celebrating? He had nothing to do with that play.
right?
He got beat on that play. Like, it's like, I don't understand the mindset. I just don't.
Just because they go to college doesn't mean they're intelligent.
Oh, you're telling me? No, I understand that wholeheartedly. So moving on. So everybody but David got that one right. This next game,
I just didn't want. I don't want the Broncos to win, even though they're winning.
yeah, but
There's
you
no
picked
other-
them last week,
I didn't
so we
want
all got it right.
I actually find the Broncos a fun team.
I mean,
to
Bo
watch.
Nix had himself a day. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie there. He did. He had a good day. So good for him. 28-14 was the final on that one. Up next was the Kansas City Chiefs going to Las Vegas. Now, Patrick Mahomes, I don't know what the deal is.
I feel like
He's been looking a little Dak-esque lately.
I feel like this entire week this is like a really bad
Yeah,
fever
it's
dream or
been a
something.
bizarro week for sure. But I don't know. I mean, Kansas City made some adjustments. Travis Kelce finally got his first touchdown catch of the year. What's funny is the fact that he's now 5-0 against the Raiders. Mahomes is, so I don't know.
At what
Have you-
point do you give up?
Have
I
you
mean, what would
noticed
be
that-
funny, just the icing on the cake, the cherry on top of the milkshake, is if after
Have you-
Mahomes retires, he buys an ownership stake in the Raiders too.
Have you noticed the Lions were the only team this week who's broke 40?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Chiefs and Chiefs Kingdom are going to talk about, we're still the only undefeated team, blah, blah, blah. That's great.
up.
It's all.
I don't
it's
know
all
what's
good.
going on with my camera. So
Look, you may
Uh,
be undefeated, but it doesn't mean you're undefeated by much.
Right. Are you using your phone as the camera, Dave?
yeah,
Weird.
yeah.
You might need to update your OS. Then the game. David and Pookie got this game right. They both picked San Francisco.
The last time, man. I've never.
I
again-
want to say that, but
unless
I
they
don't
go
know.
against like.
because
Unless
here,
they go against,
go ahead.
unless they go against like the Giants or like.
Even then, I probably
They're
wouldn't
like
trust
there.
it. And I'm just being completely
If
honest.
they go if they go against like.
I mean,
go
didn't they
against the
win?
Patriots.
The Giants won against the Cowboys.
No, they went into Meadowlands and won that game.
If they go against the Patriots, that is the only time.
Well, the Cowboys have a they have their work cut out for them with the remainder of their schedule. So,
Yeah,
I mean, which is odd that they don't have a lot of divisional games left. And usually you see back to back divisional games. And we're going to get into their schedule here in just a second, but you know, I mean, Dak Prescott with 2 more interceptions to his credit. You know, I mean, they were making more of a deal about him getting engaged over the week or during the week, you know, to his longtime girlfriend and baby's mama. So I mean, good
Well,
for him, but well, what the hell has that got to do with football, right?
at least she's getting a ring.
Right. Yeah. But well, I mean, you look at Taylor Swift and she's already got more Super Bowl rings than Dak ever will. So
Probably insider.
That hurts.
It's true.
but
But it doesn't mean it's right.
But here's the thing, like you pay attention to what the Dallas media is doing during the week, and dude, you've got players bitching and moaning and fighting, you know, like contradicting each other on the radio and in interviews about tours to the practice facility, because they give active tours during the week of the Dallas Cowboys practice facility. Every team offers this, but the Dallas Cowboys are the only team that you hear complaining about it.
Well, they're the only ones that are allowing the tours to go through the freaking meeting rooms and shit.
Oh well,
While
yeah.
there's meetings going on. Like that's the gripe that they have, is that it's so disruptive that they're trying to do the business of, you know, get ready for the next game. And then there's all these tours coming through because Jerry Jones is more worried about being the popular team and having the money than actually getting wins.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Dak goes out on a limb and says, you know, we got to be professional because I'm present where I'm at. I don't even worry about the tours. They asked CD Lamb, does it bother you? He's like, yeah, sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson said the same thing. There's a lot of players that are like, this shit is disruptive. We're out there in the weight room. They got one-way mirrors, so you can see yourself and check your form, but the other people are tapping on it like it's a zoo, and it gets disruptive. You know, I mean, you can't safely lift. And the Dodgers are now up 3-0 thanks to a Mookie Betts home run in the 3rd inning. So, ladies and gentlemen, if the Yankees lose today, go ahead and get your brooms out. Because next week we will be talking about how the New York Yankees, for all of their money and payroll, absolutely shit the bed in the World Series. First time in 15 years that they've even been to the Fall Classic.
With
they can't even put a win together.
While doing it.
Do what now?
I said we will have a gleeful smile on our face while doing so too.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the Dodgers, they spent like what?
Well, I understand that. And this has been the top billing for, I mean, this has been the I don't want to say scripted because it's not the NFL, but this has been the matchup that the front office in New York has been
the dream matchup,
dreaming of. I mean, Robert Manclown wakes up at night and has to wipe the pre-cum off because of the wet dreams he has over this potential matchup. They finally get it. And they're thinking, this is going to go 7 games. No, it's not. It's just not. And you've already got New York fans talking about Aaron Boone needs to be fired. Who's allowed this bum to manage this team for this long? And there's, I mean, like 2 weeks ago, we're singing his praises. Like, yeah, Boone finally got us to the World Series. You know, bear in mind, the last time Aaron Boone made it to a World Series was a member of the 2003 Yankees, and they lost that World Series to the Florida Marlins. Just kind of saying. Anyway, so the Cowboys, yet once again, let America down 24-30. I mean, they were like, oh, well, they were fighting back in the 4th quarter. Well, too little, too late, man.
Yeah, that's not the time to start fighting back.
Yeah. I mean, you can't come out and be flat for the first 3 quarters of the game and expect to walk away with a win. I mean, most professional athletes will tell you that you do that even against a practice squad, you're going to be running laps the rest of the day. But it just I don't know, man. Right now, the Steelers have a 3-point lead. This looks like a freaking field goal fest, is what it does. People showed up for a Monday night football game in Pittsburgh, and a baseball score broke out. It's 6-9 Pittsburgh right now, with 5 minutes and 41 seconds left in the second half. In the first half. So I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that game. We're also going to keep an eye on the World Series, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to move into the Week 9 matchups. Let me get my spreadsheet up, David, just so that way there's no confusion. I will change the name of the file that I send you, so fear not. Well, it would only, you would think that you open it up and you look past the first page, because most of the times it'll tell you page 1 of 2 or page 1 of 3, and you're like, oh, there must be more pages here. You scroll down, but just for you, I'll change the name of the file.
Are you suggesting that David knows how to read and count?
Hey,
Yeah.
I was trying to give the man the benefit of the doubt. So,
Well,
my bad.
Lesson to you.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
That backfired on you really easy.
Not really. It would have backfired. You could almost consider that a backfire had I not admitted to my mistake. But I did. Took ownership of it. Yeah. Is what it is.
I wonder if Max is watching.
No telling.
I'm looking at the teams for next week.
All right, so we're going to start off Week 8, Thursday night. The Texans at the Jets. I'm thinking this one's going to be safe to assume that it's going to be Houston all the way across the board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of these picks are going to be real easy.
Yeah.
This is going to be the week that we get our records back on track. It's going to be awesome. All right. Cowboys at the Falcons.
Falcon.
Falcons.
Good Falcons.
Damn it.
You hate to see it, but
yeah, here I am assuming Max is going to pick Houston, so I'm going to leave Max's column blank. All right. After that, we've got the Donkeys at the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to bounce back this week.
I hope so.
I think so.
They're going to look at the game film and they're going to be like, Cleveland? And Coach Harbaugh is going to be climbing in that ass.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Be like, do I have to have a
I'm
cardiac arrest event like my brother does to get a win out of you
I'm
guys?
going with the Donkeys.
Last week was going to be a wake-up call for him, I feel.
Really, Colin? You're going to go? Colin, staying true.
But he might be right on that one. This year, Denver's looking pretty decent.
The year of the donkey
First
show.
of all,
Okay.
you watch your mouth.
I'm sorry. I said blasphemous things, my sir. I apologize. But I have to be real on that.
Yeah. All right. So we've got next up, it's the Dolphins at Buffalo. I think Buffalo's finally getting it figured out. They've got, Amari Cooper. They're getting their it really looks like they're kind of turning the page a little bit, and they're going to make a run for that division. So,
I'm still on the Bills. I still like the Bills as a team.
Yeah, that's who I was taking. It was Buffalo.
Yeah, I got that, but it's just a lot of people were talking smack against them, but even after last year when they during the draft pretty much got rid of most of their
Yeah.
team.
Um,
I
what
think
about you, David? I mean, Chris.
Yeah, Bills.
Bills. Okay. And Colin, you said Bills too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Up next, we've got the irrelevancy game of the week. It's the Saints at the Panthers. You know what? Just for grins and giggles, I'm going to go Carolina.
I'm going Panthers. Yeah, I'm going Panthers.
I can't do it. I gotta go.
Well,
Saints.
I'm going to go Panthers, and the only reason why I'm going to go Panthers is because it is at the Panthers, so they're
That
used to the silence.
Literally nothing.
No, it's the Panthers are used to the silence and everything. The Saints aren't, so they're going to be confused.
We're like, we can hear ourselves.
I mean,
think.
I'll be okay with taking the L on that one, but I will be ecstatic if we pick up the win. So
That would be
I believe
how does
we're
that
gonna win
happen
this
moment
one.
of the week.
now we've got the Raiders at the Bengals.
I'm going Bengals.
Yeah,
No,
I'm gonna go Bengals.
I'll go with you. I'll go with the Bengals.
Man, I don't know.
I just can't bring myself to
You go against it if you have to, Johnny. It's no big deal.
Well, no, I see. I'm trying to quantify this
literally
pick.
is
I'm trying to
two-
justify this pick because
Really the
part of me
two-
goes, you know what? The Raiders, they did a pretty good job against the Chiefs. I mean, they intercepted Patrick Mahomes a couple of times,
Yeah, but
and
was
they
it the Raiders doing good or was it the Chiefs not doing good?
you know, I mean, you put up 20 points against Kansas City. I mean, it's not like the Kansas City defense is going to roll over.
They might have found their footing, but I'm still not liking the Raiders.
So they just put up a graphic on the Monday night game that New York has the longest streak of drives without a touchdown active at 19. They have had 19 drives without a touchdown.
Nice. Nice. You know what? I'm taking the Raiders. David, you said Cincinnati.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris? Cincinnati?
Yeah, I can't pick the Raiders.
And Colin, you said Cincinnati.
Yep.
All right. I think that the struggles for the Bengals are going to continue, and you know, I think that the Raiders' speed rush is going to be a little much for the offensive line of Cincinnati.
I wouldn't be surprised if I took the L on this one, but I have enough belief.
Yeah, this is one of the games of the week that's it's two losers trying to beat each other out for the losers pot.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah.
The Chargers are going to be visiting the Browns.
So Chargers won this one.
Browns.
Yeah,
I'm going with
Chargers.
Browns.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, if you want to choose and lose thing every once in a while.
No, you know what? I'm kind of
tell me how
on
you
that
really feel.
because here's the thing: Cleveland, they found lightning in a bottle.
No,
They're not going to. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
They instill a quarterback who's got a veteran presence. He's already shown that he's willing to throw the ball downfield, and the dude's not made of and he is not made of glass. That offensive line is willing to block for him. They proved that all day yesterday.
Watch them.
I
drop
think
the
a
bottle off the
majority
floor.
of the reason why Cleveland is 2-6 right now is because that offensive line could not stand Deshaun Watson. Because you over the course of 1 week, you ought. I mean, you don't go from being the worst rated offense in the NFL to, oh my God, now we know how to pass protect. You don't do that over the course of the week. These dudes know how to pass protect. They were choosing to not do so with Deshaun Watson under center because that man is a cancer.
I totally forgot that he got hurt the week beforehand.
Yeah, it's Jameis Winston under center for the Browns now. I told you guys last week, I said, you watch. The Browns are going to become a harder team to pick for because now they're going to start getting good because they're going to get a different quarterback.
I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to go with the Browns with you.
Okay.
I'm sticking with
I forgot that Watson was out.
This
Even
pick
though-
is going to be, this next pick is going to be a little bit easier.
Oh, yeah.
Washington at New York.
Washington.
Yeah, it's totally going to be Washington.
Yeah.
This one's going to be difficult. This next one's going to be difficult. No, it's not.
No.
The Patriots at the Titans.
The Pat.
Patriots.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
Which
New England on this
team
one.
is going to suck more? Let's. That's the basically what.
Ooh.
What
That-
team-
Okay, you know what? I'm saying this is my emotional pick because I could see them losing. I honestly
Now-
could.
Their quarterback for New England, Mayo, he did get hurt, but I think he's expected to be back for this game. That being said, I'm sticking with my pick. I'm taking New England in this game because the Titans are horrid.
They are just a disaster in every.
I mean,
facet of the
Carolina
game.
has more wins than they do, but still,
Yes.
they are
You
bad.
know what?
That's
never mind, I'll-
exactly how bad they are.
Here's why I don't see them winning anymore. They're not. It's hard to get back up from their last week game.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Keep on telling most of the women too.
you look at what happened to the Cowboys going into their bye week. You had 2 weeks, and I'm giving you some props here, Colin, for that logic because the Cowboys had 2 weeks to get over that ass whipping.
Yep.
Then they
had
show
time
up.
to-
They show up, and it takes them 3 quarters to get going.
They had all the time in the world to figure out what they needed to do. What
Yeah.
did they do? Not change a single thing.
Yeah. So, what about you, Chris? New England, Tennessee.
Yeah, New England.
Okay.
Just because
And
I
Colin,
I
you said
think
New England.
they're going to suck more.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it goes down to.
This one, this next game is the Bears at Arizona. I'm going to take Chicago on this one.
Mm.
Believe it or not, I'm going to agree with you.
You're going to take
Yeah,
Arizona,
yeah.
David?
I'm taking Arizona.
I'll go with Arizona.
I feel like this one's like a kind of a 50-50 almost.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I mean, I would I be willing to put money on it? Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But, I'm looking at it and I'm like, Kyler Murray came out today and he said that he wouldn't be opposed in a couple of years to be going or to go to the Korean Football League and play there. I'm like, do you really want to get out of Arizona that bad? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Maybe he's upset about with all the meth heads there.
I guess. This next one's going to be a no-brainer. It's the no-brainer pick of the week.
Yeah,
The
Philadelphia.
Jaguars at the Eagles. I'm taking Philadelphia all day.
I kind of want to take off of work just so I could watch this next game.
Huh.
To see if Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles are capable of putting up more than 30 points. Yeah, that'd be fun to watch.
No, I was talking about the Lions and Packers.
Oh, this next game. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Lions at the Packers. This is a divisional
Lions. This-
game.
No-brainer.
Jordan Love being hurt. There's no timetable on his return right now. They say that he's questionable. He's day to day. Even if he does get in there, he's not going to be 100%. And with the Lions putting up 50 points yesterday, 50 points, 52 points.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
I'm
not
taking
forget
Detroit.
that's not the first historic beatdown they have delivered to an NFL
Yeah.
team
I
this
feel like
year.
the word. I feel like the word "spaking" is an understatement.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's a that's a dom and a sub, and the dom forgot what the safe word was.
Giants and Steelers are tied at the half.
It's 9-9.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Giants will receive in the second half.
Okay. Rams at the Seahawks.
I'm gonna go Seahawks just because I'm mad at the Rams.
Hey, at least he's honest. At least he's honest
I'm
there.
too mad at
So-
these Rams, man. This is pissing me off. And it wasn't even entirely the Rams' faults to me. I was watching that game and I'm like, I'm gonna have an aneurysm because of these refs. I'm like, oh.
Well, like I said, with the return of the two wide receivers for LA, I'm taking the Rams on this one. They're gonna improve to 4-4. They're gonna get back to 500 this week.
Yep.
You know
Agree.
what? Whatever, man. I want to
Who are
win.
you taking,
so I'm
David?
choosing-
I'll go with Seahawks.
No, I was thinking Seahawks.
This is one of those. This is another one of those games that it's a decent matchup between
Yeah.
the two.
Okay, this one is going to be interesting. It's going to be the Sunday night game. It's going to be the Colts at the Vikings. It's going to be at US Bank Stadium. You're going to have Skull Nation up there with the chants, the war drums. This team is coming back off of back-to-back losses in the span of 5 days. Okay, I think they've got a full week to prepare.
Did any injuries happen in the Vikings?
They have a full week to
Not
get
that I'm
mad.
aware of. Yeah, not that I'm
Eh.
aware of. What?
They have a full week to get mad, and then when they show up to the game,
Yeah, let me look at something here.
I'm kind of curious on the injury list on this.
I'm looking. Let me see here. Injuries. All right. So Blake Cashman, he's the linebacker. He's got a toe injury. He didn't practice or participate in practice. They have him listed as out. Tackle Christian Darrisaw, he's listed out for the game.
Troy Reed,
Caleb Evans, he's the cornerback. He's questionable. TJ Hawkinson, who was out yesterday, he's a tight end. He's got a knee injury. He was limited participation in practice. He's questionable for the game. I'm looking for him to suit up. Theo Jackson, Aaron Jones, Patrick Jones Jr., Josh Oliver, Harrison Phillips, and Dalton Reisner. They all had full participation in practice this week. But for the Rams, you've got
Troy Reed out, Jordan Wellington out, Cooper is like a negative. It's not saying game status; it's just a negative.
What do you? I'm looking at the NFL website. What are you looking at?
Oh, Minnesota
No, I
team reports injuries.
Okay, what website, genius?
Oh, that's for week 8, not 9. And that one doesn't say.
David, we're picking games for week 8.
Oh, Then okay.
No, it's 9. We're doing 9.
No, we are doing 9. Jeez,
No, we
I
are
was-
doing 9. Jeez, Louise, look at me.
God.
Okay, all right, never mind.
But
Oh wow. The injury lists have not been updated yet, so
Yeah.
I would probably look for those to be updated tomorrow.
No, they updated on Wednesday from what Max says.
Yeah, that's right, they do. So I don't know. With the state of I mean, somebody's gonna have to climb in Indianapolis's quarterback's rear end and light a fire under him. I mean, you're gonna take a play off because I'm tired. Like,
I don't honestly. After what?
dude, you're a professional. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You're a rookie, but you look at what CJ Stroud did last year as the offensive rookie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he didn't take a play off. He didn't go, I need to sit for a second and catch my breath. Like, motherfucker, that's what you're supposed to do in between offensive series.
Yeah.
It's just like, ugh, dude, dumb.
I
Dumb.
think the next trade they might be getting rid of him.
I don't know if I'd go that far yet. It's middle of the fourth. Still 3-0 LA. Let me do this here real quick. Hold on just a second. Yeah. So bottom of the fourth coming up. Well, they're in the bottom of the fourth. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to take Minnesota on this game. I think that they're going to show up and they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder this week.
I feel like they might use their anger in the right way and just.
Yeah, I don't have faith. I mean, yeah, Indianapolis, they were really close to, beating the Houston Texans this week, but they kind of self-destructed there towards the end of the game. Can they fix that over the course of a week? Yeah, they can make adjustments, but I think that the Vikings coming in, they have more to play for than the Colts do. I mean, the Colts aren't out of the division running by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, this is only coming up on week 9, but I just think that Minnesota wants it more. They're gonna, and plus on top of that, it's a home game, so they're definitely gonna there's gonna be some blood in the water for sure. So.
They keep on replaying that freaking
Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, play of the year, man.
It really is.
All right. So the next game is going to be the Buccaneers at the Chiefs.
I gotta go with the Chiefs.
I'm going
It's
with the
been a while
Chiefs.
since I've seen this matchup.
Go with the only undefeated team or the team that's at 500.
That's the only undefeated team right now is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah. What
Just
he was
'cause they're
just
undefeated.
saying.
That's where I was
doesn't
going
mean
with
it's by much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Buccaneers, I mean, Tampa Bay, they're still potent, but they're going to have to stretch that Kansas City defense out, and they don't have the vertical talent to do it right now. They don't have those wideouts that are able to run vertical routes and get separation from the secondary.
The only way I see the Tampa Bay winning is if Patrick Mahomes plays the same he did like last week.
Yeah, I don't think that the Chiefs are going to have they're not going to have an undefeated season. They're not.
I mean, it is real. What would happen is the same thing would happen last year. Is once you get into like December time frame, they start holding back a little bit, and most of the time it's just due to injuries.
I'm starting to notice that they're starting to wind down a little bit. with each game.
I wouldn't go that far. We that we have not hit the halfway mark in the season yet.
Yeah,
Have
I
not.
know. I'm just saying, like so far, it's like his past few games, they're not. They've kind of like wind down a little bit. I feel like.
Well, they're going to start getting people back from the injuries, from the injured list, and you're going to start seeing. I mean, they just made some trades. I mean, they just got DeAndre Hopkins, and he's going to have an extra week in the system to learn the playbook. Him and Patrick Mahomes are probably going to spend a lot of time together in practice this week, trying to figure out each other's timing. So look for that to be a featured look for that to be a featured matchup next week. And look for Travis Kelce to start getting more touches.
I don't know about that one either, because the way everybody keeps on like guarding Travis. It's like they were saying, it's like, oh, he looks tired all the time. He looks tired all the time. I would be tired too if I had like 2 to 3 people guarding me and trying to get in there and he still makes his touchdown.
Yeah, I'm looking at something here. Because here's Tampa Bay's upcoming schedule. I mean, they're playing the Chiefs this week. They play the 49ers, and then they get a rest because they're going to go play the Giants, right?
Mhm.
Right now, let me see here, stats wise, let me see here. They're -2 on the turnover ratio. So, I mean, they're giving up more than they're taking. I mean, they're +4 on the touchdown differential. They're -1 in sacks. So, I mean, they're giving up more sacks than they're getting.
But it's also that little factor of, who, if they come into play, they come into play, and it's gonna be hard to deal with.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that. What my concern is with the defense right now. The 49ers defense and the Chicago Bears defense. See, Chicago, San Francisco, Buffalo, the Denver Broncos have more. They've got, let me see here. Actually, the New York Giants have got 31 sacks on the season, which is odd. But
well, I'm gonna have to head out. I gotta take a bath and shower and head to bed. I gotta work tomorrow.
oh yeah, no worries, man, no worries.
But love you guys. Glad we finished up earlier on this, and I'll get you the picks, Johnny, for next week with Poochie. Or all you have to do really is just look at the Angry Me.
Well,
page.
just I just need to get Max's so that way we can.
Yeah, I'll get you as fast as possible with Max.
Yeah. And then I got to figure out Colin is buffering right there. So
yeah. All right, guys. Love you guys.
Love you too,
man.
bro. And yep. So Colin dropped out. He'll be coming back in. All right. Gotta love the modern day internet, right?
Right.
I'm sitting over here pretty with my gigs, with my fiber service. First world problems, bro. All right. So, and there's Colin again. Let me get you back on the stage.
All right.
Oh, and the ornaments that I ordered for the upstairs Christmas tree just shipped. I just got the notification, and they're cool. One of them's a Super NES, and when you turn it on, it plays the Super Mario World theme song, right?
Yeah. Nice.
And the other one is an original NES, and when you press the power button on it, it plays the Mario Brothers music.
Badass.
I'm like, hell yeah. I do want this year's Hallmark ornaments for Star Trek, because the Enterprise B and the Enterprise A are out there. I want them in the worst possible way. Just saying. So, if our viewers want to do something cool, you know, just I'm just kind of saying. Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, let me check on the scores here for. All right, so middle of the fifth. No, we're in the middle of the fifth inning already. This game is just ticking right along. It's still 3-0. Let me see here. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for the Yankees through 4.5 innings. Yeah.
Just want to say I only have one joke for this week because I was busy tonight.
Oh, okay. No worries. All right. Well, that segue. We're going to go ahead and
Do it.
there we go.
Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Spartan. He is bent on wronging that which has been set right. It's the greatest genetic code ever to exist here for your ears and eyes to feast upon. Spartan Colin, I hope you're bringing the smoke tonight. Someone get me a joke.
Really sucks. I was gonna use this joke to play into a joke about David, but he's not here.
Don't let that stop you.
What's an adult actress's favorite animal? Hawk of 2. What's David's favorite animal? Hawk of 5.
Okay. I'm going to throw a dad joke out there. And I got your brother Sam on it tonight, Colin. He actually thought it was funny, so I'm chalking that up as a victory.
Sam's thinking something's funny.
Yeah, I know, right? After Beethoven died, they couldn't figure out where they kept hearing music from in the cemetery. And it carried on for a couple of 100 years. And, you know, finally, just recently, I think last year, they figured it out. And the music is Beethoven's music, but it's being played backwards. So they just chalked it up to him decomposing.
I don't get it.
He's decomposing.
See, I'm not smart enough. See, look.
Yes, you are. Shut up, Mr. Straight A's. Don't give
Actually,
me that crap.
I don't. I don't.
Oh,
Okay.
your A's and 1B.
No, I have like 2 B's, I think.
Ooh.
I know I have one.
2
I have-
whole Bs?
I have one in Spanish. I think the other one is in English. Otherwise, I do have A's.
That's still like a what, 3.8, 3.7?
It's like a 3.8. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're at A
Fucking
in
look at the big
chemistry.
brain on Colin.
A in chemistry. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. See, he has an A in chemistry. I'm sitting there going, I still, to this day,
Don't get A in chemistry.
to this day, I still don't know how I passed chemistry last semester. I don't. But I did. I'm taking it.
Divine intervention.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm taking it as. Divine intervention. Thank you very much. All right, so that's the one joke, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it even, in your opinion, is it worth the outro?
I don't think he earned the outro this week.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Look,
right,
look,
fair enough.
man. I search. I search for jokes, and it's like I just keep getting the same crap, and I'm not funny enough to come up with like jokes for like lines. I'm one of those guys who makes up jokes for the situation. It's like
Understandable. So, do you see the videos on TikTok of Tony Hinchcliffe from Kill Tony at a Trump rally?
Yes.
Dude, that is so gold. So golden. I'm like, dude, get it, bro. Get it.
I loved seeing it.
I'm like, damn, dude. And then meanwhile, you see Eminem selling out. I'm like, brah,
Yeah.
Hey, Dad,
dude, and he is getting clowned on hard.
I have a question. Have you continued playing the campaign for Call of Duty?
I have not because
I haven't.
there was football going on yesterday. A project that my wife expressed interest in. I completed yesterday. Started and completed yesterday. We got home from church and I basically dismantled my laundry room. So Colin, you know that shelf that went across the top of the washer and dryer?
Yeah.
I took it
Yeah.
off of the wall. Went to Lowe's. I bought a bracket. Came home, took the pedestals off the washer and dryer and stacked them.
How
Hey,
can
let me see if I can. Let me see if I can pull this up and share it here. Hold on, just a second.
Okay, the way I'm imagining it probably isn't right, but how can she reach the one on the
She
top?
can. She can.
Really?
Yeah. Measured it. She can reach. She can reach the buttons. My wife is not that short. I mean, she is vertically challenged, but she is not that vertically challenged. Let me get in here.
You know what? She is taller than Megan.
See, that's all it takes.
I feel like I've just been around short people too much recently, I guess.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with two pictures. Let me see here. We're going to go back. We're going to.
So number one, I beat the campaign on veteran mode
Okay.
Saturday.
I haven't beat the campaign yet. I am
Yeah.
close. I think I'm only
came out-
2 away, but
It came out Friday. I
Mhm.
started it around like 3 or 4, like 3:30 or 4, and I beat it Saturday on veteran mode, and I have all the achievements for the campaign already.
Okay. So that's what it looked like before she got a hold of it. So the dryer's on top, washer's on the bottom. There's a $40
Oh.
bracket in between the middle, in between the washer and dryer, right? So the whole thing is stable.
I thought they were bigger somehow.
Yeah. And then she goes in there and starts organizing things. And I'm like, okay. And that's what it looks like now.
Oh, so
there's more room in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let me see here. I put my enterprise build on hold because I'm kind of at a stopping point. I can't really progress unless I get the aftermarket updates and some photo etch sheets to make it more accurate, right? Before I start trying to light block and start running wires through the whole thing, right? So the Captain Archer's Enterprise, the NX-01 that I built years ago for your uncle, finally convinced him to let me try to rebuild it. Well, to be honest, I tried to convince him to give it to me, but he won't budge, which is fine. So I took it apart today. Started the dismantling process. You see all of this over here? Those are all the clear parts that make up all of the windows and navigational lights on both the upper and lower saucers. I'm like, holy crap. So that project was started today. And I'm like, okay. I think I can get that one done in time for Christmas. And to be honest, he's not watching the show, so I can say that's going to be his Christmas present. So, and if he does by chance decide that he wants to actively watch the show and he sees it, hey, Merry Christmas.
Spoiled it for himself.
I had a fun
Yeah,
time
right.
today. Accidentally speedrunning one of the Easter eggs on zombies today.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so like the Liberty Fault, like the first map that they
Yeah.
of me, Gabe, and Reagan accidentally beat it in like less than 2 hours. So
I
like
like how he's
so
accidentally.
so like we beat it in like an hour and
Wait, so was Reagan playing on the Xbox with you?
no, it was PlayStation. Because mom felt like it wasn't fair because I got free
So she bought it for him on PlayStation.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'm picking it up, putting it down. All right.
Yeah, but also I had a fun time because on Steam,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they're doing a Fallout sale for all their games, and I was able to get 1, 2 Tactics, 3 Game of the Year edition, um, New Vegas Ultimate, and
Mm-hmm.
4 Game of the Year for like $30.
Hmm.
And I'm like, dude, why didn't I get a computer sooner? Like all these sales, man.
All right. So speaking of computers, so you see the notable lack of stickers on my MacBook.
Yeah.
Remember how crowded it used to be?
Mm-hmm.
There's a series on TikTok that I saw that just absolutely captivated me. This dude polished his MacBook to a mirror shine using finer grits of sandpaper and a polishing wheel. I kind of want to do that to this MacBook.
Could be interesting.
I mean, and it still works. So it's not like you can trade these in for the newer models, right? It's not like a phone or an iPad where you trade it in. I mean, I know that they have a trade-in policy for these, but let's be honest. By the time I get around to having the need to upgrade my MacBook, it's going to be almost pointless. It's going to be pointless, right? So I can just kind of hang on to it as a paperweight, and it just looks really cool, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I just got a new claim filed with the VA today, so we're going to see what happens with that. If it goes the way that I want it to, I'm buying the electric motor upgrade for my reel mower so I can start scalping my yard and getting that nice level cut. It's going to be glorious. Anyway, there was a NASCAR race this weekend at Miami Homestead, or Homestead, Miami, really. Tyler Reddick brought home the win for 23XI Racing and advanced himself into the championship weekend. So him and Joey Logano are locked in. There is one race left. Currently, the top 4 drivers, Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano, Christopher Bell, and William Byron above the cut line. Kyle Larson spun and finds himself 7 points below the cut line. We need, at Martinsville, we need Christopher Bell to have a really, really bad day. That next race is going to be on Sunday, November 3rd. It's going to be a 1:00 Central Time start. That's going to be the Xfinity 500 at Martinsville. You can see the race on NBC. Catch it on the Motor Racing Network, which is MRN, or Sirius XM Satellite Channel 90, or on your Sirius XM apps on your mobile devices or your PCs. It's a cutoff race. So Kyle Larson might find himself in a position to need to win to advance, but most importantly, him and William Byron both, they need to finish ahead of Christopher Bell in order for 2 Hendricks drivers to get into the Championship 4 race at Phoenix Raceway, which is going to be on the 10th of November. Yeah, I don't know, man. This season to me just seemed like it's gone by really quick. So I mean, it's not been without its controversy or whatever. Next season, the media package just kind of all over the place. Amazon Prime is getting races next year, and those are going to be headed up by Dale Earnhardt Jr. as the anchor in that booth. So that's going to be kind of cool to watch, see how they do that. I really like what Amazon has done with Thursday Night Football. So it'd be kind of cool to see how they handle their docket of NASCAR races. But yeah, I'm sitting there playing Black Ops 6 the other day on was it Friday or Saturday? I can't remember. I think it was Saturday.
Friday it came out.
Yeah, well, I know, but when I texted you about it, I think it was Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm texting Colin. I'm like, dude, this game is fun.
Dude.
And he was like, right. And so I'm like sitting there going, okay, well, I'm going to go to bed. And it's like, I just got done finishing the mission in Iraq, where you storm in Saddam's palace, right? And he's like, yeah, but I just got done doing that one, but I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty. And I'm like, look at Colin, big man Colin. He's like, well, let me pull up your text message here. Hold on.
I was like, I'm just like, I'm looking for a challenge. And it,
Yeah,
it
he
gets
goes, yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to have a challenge. And I'm like sitting there going, I was like, damn, I suck at this. I've been playing it on the regular, just like,
it gets hard on
Play on easy.
like
Shame.
there's
Well-
certain missions where I'm like, because there's one mission that I did, and I'm like, this is so miserable because there's times where it's like there's enemies all around you and they're shooting at you, and you without armor on, and even with armor on, it's like you pretty much get like 3 shot, like 3
yeah,
bullets.
well, like that for me initially, that was when you're down at the, with the down Delta team at their Chinook, when you're in the desert.
Mm.
And I'm sitting there going, these motherfuckers. And I'm like, you know what? Instead of trying to post up outside the damn bird, I'm just going to hang out towards the front of the bird on the inside and just shoot through the portholes, which is what I ended up doing. And what pisses me off though is like, because you've got that stealth fighter, with the air support with the JDAMs. I'm just like, man, you get even remotely close to being danger close, and then it just like resets you because friendly fire will not be tolerated. Well, I didn't
Oh, piss.
friendly fire. There
Dude,
was no fratricide at all.
that pisses me off because I'm like, I'm trying to clear all these enemies sometimes because like that's important when you're in bear mode. It's like you're trying to take out as many enemies as once, and it's like I send down the missile, and it's like friendly fire won't be tolerated. It's their fault for being in my way. Like,
like, exactly, like the AI, the NPCs need to understand what's going on.
my game,
But
I call out their job to move.
yeah, exactly. So, let me see here. My there's
favorite.
really not a lot else going on. As far as like news, so to speak.
My favorite mission so far, like my favorite mission on the campaign, was one of the ones they showed in the trailer, and it was the casino one,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, this might be my favorite Call of Duty just because how much like it lets you do because it's like there's so many different routes you can take.
Yeah.
I don't remember which mission it was where it's like you I know there's an achievement on like one of the earlier levels where it's like never break stealth. I'm like, oh, that's easy. And then there's a different mission where if you get a calling card for not getting caught, and I'm like, oh wait, I did that completely on accident. There is an achievement on the Iraq level where you do all the POIs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
I did that.
Well, see, what I'm going to probably end up having to do is to start over on veteran, go through, get the hard achievements, and then go back through and just achievement hunt, and then I can uninstall the game. But
I
I
did
just
all the achievement hunting on veteran mode.
nobody likes a bragger, dude.
I'm
Just
not.
saying.
I'm like, because like which it was kind of difficult because there were some where it's like, oh, kill this, or like blah 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 blah. Like there's a mission where I have to run over 25 guys in a tank. I'm like, eh. The achievement's called Bulldozer.
I did see a bit of nerd news today. There is a guy on PlayStation Network. He dropped $2,000 on PlayStation Network on PS Plus. He extended his subscription for 24 years to avoid price hikes.
Oh, like PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
so I don't know if that makes him a genius or an idiot.
I feel like it's a little bit both.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Because I mean, like at
Because
one point in 24 years, are you still going to be playing games?
on one hand, it's like
I mean,
these prices already are pretty decently big, and if they do go up, it's gonna be like crazy.
yeah.
Whatever, man. On the other hand, it's like, why are you dropping that much money? Like, for something
He's probably
so
one of the
simple?
same people that went out and decided that he was going to pre-order the 30th anniversary edition console, and he got the
And
Pro.
yeah, you was gonna
You
say
know?
he's probably one of those people that got the
Yeah, he's
Pro.
probably one of those guys where he's like, well, gaming's a
Which
hobby. He probably makes like 6 figures a year, and he's single, so that's probably it.
here's the only excuse to me for getting the Pro is if it's your first time getting a PS5 and you don't typically own physical games. That is the only excuse.
I just fiscally don't think that it's a responsible decision. I don't. Um,
To me,
it's got a marginal improvement. I mean, marginal. It's almost negligible improvement in performance over the base model, and you're spending an additional $200 for something that doesn't even register with the human eye unless you're seeing it side by side. There's
to
no
me,
point.
to me, I just find it so pointless to drop $700 on something like that, whereas you could spend it a year on something else,
Mhm.
or you can save up to get you can save up another 300 and get a pretty well decently pre-built gaming PC, as to where it's like you can have so much more like priority.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I see the merits of PC gaming, but just being a casual gamer and operating the way that I do with Apple products, I mean, I'm not I me personally, I don't see the point in owning a gaming PC. I'm just fine with the two current generation consoles out in my living room. I've got a PS3 that I play on in the bedroom. I've got an OG Xbox. I've still got my Nintendo and Super Nintendos. So, and then I've got that 360 upstairs. So, I mean, I don't spend enough time gaming to where it necessitates me going out and buying a PC. I just don't.
You understand that? I'm kind for a good portion of my life, I never even thought about like PC gaming. I mean, heck,
Ladies and
he-
gentlemen, bear in mind he is only 15, so a good portion of his life
yeah. What? No,
per
no, I'm talking
capita,
about.
no percentage, no. I'm trying to quantify that statement, Colin. So give me just a second. The percentage wise, yes, it's a good portion of his life. So contextually, Yeah, it's an accurate
Let me-
statement. So go ahead, proceed. I'm
let
sorry.
me rephrase that. A good portion of my gaming life.
Okay. Okay. There we go.
I mean, heck, technically,
Yeah.
good portion of my gaming life I spent on the original Nintendo and the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
The first,
Hey, real quick, Colin, go ahead and wrap this up so we can go ahead and get this landed.
first major console I played on was the 360, and that kind of set the way for me.
Yeah. So I get it. I don't know. I mean, as far as like portability, I don't know, man. It like I got rid of my Switch to get the PS5. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I again, more casual gaming. I like using my backbone to play Xbox games on the go. I'm going to get a PlayStation Edition backbone so I can, continue to play those games. But it is what it is. But with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and, like I said, we're going to land this plane, everybody. We're coming up on, you know what? We are going to get out of here before 2 hours. So, man, it's been an interesting week. So we're going to see what the week holds for us coming up. I know, Colin, I'm going to be up there on Monday or Friday, this Friday to, is it this Friday? I think it's this
Yeah.
Friday. No, is it this
Yes,
Friday?
yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
keep
I'm going to
up.
be up there this Friday to get y'all. And then, we're going to turn around and drive all the way back up there on Sunday, but,
Yep.
it'll be all right. Let me see here. Yeah. Oh, hey, you know what? November, it's my birthday month. So cough up with the goods, people. Just kind of putting that out there. All right. Just saying. Anyways, without further ado, I'm Lord Johnny Skelton.
I am Chris Jacka.
I'm Prince Colin Skeleton.
And on behalf of David Dickerman and Max Penis Head Turban, you have been privy. You have been made aware and have been certified, indentured, and enslaved. Yes, I threw out that buzzword. Nerd Sports episode 184 is officially in the books. I would say scissor me timbers, but I don't think Plankton's wife would understand the context. With that, we bid you adieu. We got to get out of here, man. Go.